Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to the Big Brother Week in Review. This is week 2, and we ended week 1 with a Frenchie HOH, Alyssa and Travis on the block, and on the live television show last Thursday. We had an 11-2 victory for Alyssa. Travis was evicted. And then in the head of household competition, Kylan won. And Kylan was the head of her household. And there was some talk about who were those two votes. And we saw that it was Derek F. and it was Tiffany. Now Derek F. had planned on doing it all the time. He had planned on doing the thing, the rogue vote all the time. He was talking about it when, before nominations and doing a rogue vote, to liven things up or whatever. But the day before, Frenchie came to Tiffany and asked her to do so. Which she said that she would, and she did. And she said as long as you wouldn't tell that it was me. And for what I know, Frenchie is not told. Well, he has said that he knows who the two people are. One asked to be anonymous, so he won't ever say it. And Tiffany, according to what would that be, Sunday's episode, kind of said, kind of felt like, that was not, why would you say anything? So, yeah, and, one thing that they've started doing, and I personally like it, is that they wait for the West Coast show to end before they bring up the feeds. I kind of like that. I have to be honest, I do. When it comes to the feeds, I like the fact when the feeds are off, because, it gives you time to do some other things, right? Because while the feeds are off for whatever they're doing, whether they're getting ready for it, whether they're doing a competition, whether they're doing they're doing any of the ceremonies, nomination, veto ceremonies. Oh, now with this, it's so cool, man. It's so cool. So I am ready for. Like today. Today's gonna be a pretty cool day, for me. The freeze will probably be down about 2 hours, and they'll probably wake them up at about 11 o'clock this time here on the East Coast. Now be 9 o'clock there, and then they'll be up for about 3 hours. They'll take cut the feeds for 2 hours while they're doing all their thing. They'll come back, show a couple more hours of feeds, and then they'll cut them off, and they'll stay off all day, unless tonight is a what's the name, is a endurance one. I would expect the feeds are going to be fully off, and I'm not seeing anything about it. I'm not hearing anything about it. So we had no leaks or anything like that. So I do think that it is it is definitely. It could be definitely be this, so it's all good, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. But anyway, getting back to what went down, there was a lot of things that were going on. Frenchie thought maybe he was a little bit safe because Kylan won. Kylan was a part of the slaughterhouse, but when he had his one-on-ones, and he tried to do it, for the most part, he slipped up with his Xavier. giving his opinion on things, but whatever the thing is, and so according to the television, in his diary room, uh, he nominated Frenchie and Brittany. And the reason why he nominated Frenchie and Brittany is everybody in the house said Frenchie's name, and nobody said and Brittany's the only one that didn't. So he felt like Brittany would be the one that would take Frenchie off the block, which I think is cool. But I think it's cool, and that's pissed off Brittany a lot. And I think if Brittany would have won, Brittany would be a cool person to win, because I think Brittany would nominate Kylan and Derek X. Because at this point, Derek, you have to nominate Derek X, I think, because he's got 2 veto wins on his plate. So if you win, you nominate Derek X and you nominate Kylan, because those are 2 that would take each other off the block, right? And for the most part, I would believe. So if you can, because there are other things going on now. Kylan is. I don't think Kylan played the first one. Yeah, that was Hannah. No. No, I think it might have been him. Yeah, I think he might have played the first one. He can't play anymore. Whatever the reason is. Yeah. So it is what it is. It do what it do. Right? So we need to go and do this thing, and we need to get Frenchie and Brittany on the block that they were talking about, and that's what they did. So then Frenchie goes up and he starts blowing up the slaughterhouse to everybody. Which, by the way, let me go back a little bit. So before the nominations, he was. I'm not sure how they exactly filmed it. I will be honest with you. I was in Chicago this past weekend, and I did not get. I didn't spend a lot of time watching the feeds or anything like that because I was doing other things. You will get the chance to see at some point. But yeah, I didn't get a chance to see the feed, so I'm not sure how they filmed it. But the way the TV copy shows, he went up to talk to Kylan, and Kylan wasn't giving him anything. He get this weird idea, and all of a sudden he's just saying slaughterhouse is over, fuck it, and he goes and tells Whitney in the room full of people that it's over, and that kind of turned Whitney off, and it just been kind of turning everybody off. So that's when he's on the block, and you just have to say, wow, that's an incredible thing from the penthouse to the outhouse, exactly. So. And the veto was kind of interesting. Like, Kylan had a good idea to let the water hit him off of him, and he was catching the thing, and then I thought that was interesting. But Derek X won. He won the veto. He did not use the power of veto, so either Brittany or Frenchie will be going home today. So as it comes to that, that's interesting. But we've got a lot more stuff happening, in this house than it is before. Brent and Whitney seem to be on targets, and I think, and I think possibly why they're on Frenchie's radar, because when he went around exposing the slaughterhouse, he mentioned them. He didn't mention Derek F. He didn't mention Xavier, because he said on the TV that he felt like he could work with them. But he mentioned everybody else. He mentioned Kylan. He mentioned Alyssa and Christian, and he mentioned Whitney and Brent. And everybody seems to now to focus on Whitney and Brent. Now I also think that there might be a little bit of maybe the fact that Whitney and Brent kind of hang out a lot, they think they might be the showmance. Although I just read something this morning from last night when Hannah was talking to Tiffany, and she kind of said that Whitney has bring up the fact that she does not like Brent. Doesn't like Brent. So, and Whitney has been kind of talking about doing that. She's been kind of talking about maybe throwing it to someone else, someone not in their alliance, so that they can have opportunity to take out Brent. But that's such a bad decision. Bad decision to do so, because now the target is almost going on Brent. Because also last night Claire was saying, talking to Tiffany, and Claire was saying, that they should go after Whitney. And there's been some talk. Derek Evans mentioned that Whitney needs to go before everything, and before Brent, and some other people talking about it as well. And I'm like, well, what the fuck's going on? Why is my girl Whitney becoming becoming his target all of a sudden? And I think from last night's copy, I think maybe that might have been why he exposed in the slaughterhouse. And Alicia and Christian is not one, but I'm kind of shocked, because Alicia and Christian have been, ever since they were thought to be in this romance from Frenchie, they've gotten real close, and they keep hanging out with each other, and they cuddle up to each other all the time. And I don't know if anybody is looking at it saying, no, that's a couple, right? It's a showman, right? They don't look at it like that. So it's kind of amazing. It really is. It's kind of amazing. And then also last night they were making alliances. The queens, Tiffany, Claire, and Kylan, were making alliances. They made a fake alliance with the Kings, which is Whitney's team, I believe, or it was the Aces maybe. And it's a fake alliance. And they made an alliance with the Kings, which is Christian's alliance, and they told them about the fake alliance they made with the Aces. So then they call themselves the Royal Family. So we've got that happening now. You got the Royal Family happening. So all of these alliances and all of this bullshit, and it's just and it's just it's crazy. It really is. And Whitney ends up going this early, leaving me with no woman to drool over, for the next, next month or so. I'm gonna be very upset. I really am. I'm gonna be very upset. She's the hottest woman in the house. This year they decided to, deviate from what they usually do, which. We talked about that last week with the whole, with people of color, 50% people of color thing that they wanted to do. And another thing they've gone away from is also like with the, they've gone away from the younger hot women that they would sometimes put on the show. And it would almost like every year, like maybe 2 or 3 that were, attractive, and then, and so like that, so that the guys would have something to look at, and this year even though Sarah Beth is cute as a button, and Hannah is kind of attractive, no, she's not kind of attractive, she is attractive, I give her that, and Alyssa is attractive too. But Whitney is the goddess of Big Brother 23, and to have her not be there for a long time, it would suck. It would totally suck. When they go outside and they get into the bathing suits, Lord have mercy. Come on, man. How could you not? And then I was disappointed in Xavier. Man, he was talking about like he wanted Whitney out too. I mean, dude, you kind of like get this rapport with you, man. Don't screw this up, dog. That could be yours. You know, that could be yours in the house and in real life. What are you doing, brother? Let's just do that, man. So yeah, it's kind of insane what's happening right now. So I won't be going anywhere this weekend. So I will probably be more focused on what is happening. On the live feeds and things like that after tonight, with tomorrow and everything like that happening on. Be listening to more um, um, talks and things like that. Make sure that things are happening. And hopefully Whitney will be safe. I don't care about Brent right now. I care about Whitney. So it's Whitney and Derek X that hasn't played um, for their team in the competition, right? Because Brent played. Yeah, Hannah played first week. Brent played this past week. And by the way, Sarah Beth won, and it was a great one. She had the opportunity to switch places with Tiffany or Claire, and be safe this week, but she gonna switch teams. And she did, and she won. She stuck with her team. So again, they. So once again, they came up with these twists that these were going to be things that they couldn't refuse, and they can refuse them. Absolutely refuse them. The thing with Frenchie the first week, refused, and now the thing with the thing with what's his face, with Sarah Beth this week, refused. So they really have been refused, and so I'm hoping that there are some more of these things. There are some more things happening with the HOH. More things need to happen with the HOH. Not just the wild card, and maybe even the veto competition. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that all of these things that they were going to do, like, sure, you won the veto, but it made you think, if you will use the veto, you will get this. If you don't use the veto, you will get that. That's what I would think. Like, if you use the veto, you get a punishment. If you don't use the veto, you get a week. You're not only safe for the rest of this week, but you're safe for next week. So things like that, right? The things that, because you think about it, you couldn't refuse, right? Yeah, you get a punishment or get safe for next week. Wow. So I'm hoping some of these things will get better. Some of these things will be being more able to be taken advantage of. So yeah, I think that's gonna be this week for the weekend review. Like I said, I didn't watch a lot over the weekend. That's when most of this stuff happens. Most of the stuff happens on those weekend days. That the Friday, the Saturday, the Sunday, and then the Monday. That's when the stuff happens. Tuesday to Wednesday. It's some stuff does happen. Like I said last night, a whole bunch of stuff happened with the alliances being made. But for the most part, it's those weekend days, because you get the wild card competition, you get the nominations, you get the you get the veto ceremony, you get a Sunday off of strategizing on what to do with the veto, yada yada yada, and who do you want to send home and everything like that. So so a lot of things do happen, and then of course Monday is the actual veto ceremony. So you can get a lot of things happening over the weekend. And that's where most of the good stuff comes down to. So yeah, like I said, no more things for Chicago at this time. Hopefully next year. But yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys thought about week 2 of Big Brother. I think most of you guys want Frenchie to go home. I think that's going to happen. So and stop getting upset at Brittany crying in the DR. Yes, she asked for this, and yes, this is part of the game, and yes, she is upset, but she's upset, and we know that she's also autistic, right? So her emotions may be more um, she may be more easily affected by the things happening in the game than the other people in the house would be. So let's take a break with Brittany, getting on her, getting on her. So, all right, let's have a little empathy for once, and that's asking a lot for this community of Big Brother people, Big Brother fans. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy, AJTRIP, signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.